Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2. This is episode number 39 in the series, and as compared to the previous episodes, we are taking a step back today just to go around and sort of accomplish everything that, is left to be accomplished outside of the Winnie the Pooh stuff. If we do that, it'll be post-game stuff. It's not really important to the overall plot, so we're just going to be skipping that, I think. But if anybody really wants to see it, we could do it in the post-game. But in this episode here, we're going to be taking on the silhouettes, the absent silhouettes located throughout the worlds, and some of the Hercules Cups that we haven't gotten to beat so far. So all pretty good stuff. Stuff that's completely optional, but I think is really cool. So we're going to be doing that, and I am happy to say I do have two, updates here. The first one will be that there are, after this episode, officially only 2 more episodes to go, so we should be finishing up here soon. The only other thing I wanted to share real quick as like a channel highlight is we will be switching to playing this game on only Monday and Wednesdays, and that will progress throughout the rest of the year with other Let's Plays. We'll be doing one series on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then another series on Mondays and Wednesdays. Just with the NFL being in full gear this time of the year, I tend to do more stuff in the fall and the winter than I do throughout the rest of the year. So it's, I guess, just to make sure that videos are coming out consistently and uphold at least some sort of consistency in quality. It's important for me to take a step back and not do 5 videos a week, but 4 videos I feel like is still pretty sufficient for Let's Play. So hopefully you all agree. Hopefully you all understand, based off of what I just said there, why we're moving to that schedule. But I just like to be transparent about that stuff versus it just coming out of nowhere. So that is why things will be slowing down if you're seeing any sort of slowing. But like I said, I think 4 videos a week compared to 5 is still pretty on par. And honestly, doing 5 the past couple weeks, we've been really close to falling behind, so I don't think it'll be that noticeable. But yeah, like I said, I just like to be transparent about that stuff. But here we go. Yeah, as a kid, I would say I never took these guys on. I was always afraid that I would just get my clock clean, but Lexi's there wasn't too bad, and I was doing some grinding to level up my drive forms and stuff. So I figured, you know what, while we're at it, let's go and do everybody but Marluxia, because Marluxia we kind of need a high level to do. Otherwise, it's a really painful battle. So yeah, I figured, why not? Let's just get all the other absent silhouettes out of the way. There we go, get some items. Doodly doo doo doo. So that one there was in the Sandlot. Let's go and get Larxene done here in the Caribbean. Why she's in the Caribbean, I don't know. I don't understand the importance of where these guys are located, but it's okay. And I think I've shared this before, but just because we're doing it in this episode, the reason why these organizational members are absent silhouettes and not actual fightable characters is in the Game Boy game that came out between this episode, or the Game Boy game that came out between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. We actually got to battle a lot of these members either as Sora or as Riku. We will be playing that GBA game here on the channel here. It's probably the next Let's Play that we're going to end up doing in the Kingdom Hearts series. But as with every other time I play a Kingdom Hearts game, I do need to take a step back after this Let's Play and just play something a little bit different. Because Kingdom Hearts can wear you down sometimes with all of its lore and gameplay. And I know with the next one, it drastically switches how the gameplay progresses, and it's not a game I beat in its entirety, so it's going to take a little bit. So we will be switching into a different game series after this one, but the next time we revisit the Kingdom Hearts series, which should be pretty shortly here, I would assume before the end of the year, we are going to be doing Chain of Memories. So good news there. We'll get to see all these original character deaths in their glory, but that's why they're not actually organizational members helping out here is because they're already dead. We already beat them. So, yeah, I guess just for context there. Because I could see, like, if you never played those games, being really confused to be like, well, why aren't they helping the main story? Kind of seems like something that they would want to be involved in. But that's why. It's because they're not alive to help. Yeah, Larxene is just... I don't know. I think she's a pretty cool character. She's annoying. She pretty much just has the character trait of being sassy all the time. I guess she's a co-conspirator. She does try to overthrow the organization at one point in time, but we'll get there. But there we go. We beat Larxene. She's not that bad. Like I said, as a kid, I was really afraid to take these on. I think it's because, like, the game is expecting you to play them as you're unlocking them, which you can do, but it also feels pretty good to come back when you're close to level 50 like I am right now and just wipe everybody clean off the face of the earth. That's also just as satisfying as what we're doing here. But then after that, there's one more, and this guy's name I always forget. He's blonde-haired scientist, man. He's always talking about the data. Oh, the data, and he creates replicas and things like that. He's a cool character, but he's not really all that memorable to me. He might be Vexian. That might be his name. I don't know. He's not... Let's see if it gives me a thing. Because sometimes up in the top left it'll give us... No, yeah. And you could completely just annihilate this guy with fire spells. Like, it's completely possible to do. I don't go down that route. I'm going to try and give him an honest chance here. And he'll just keep making this Data Sora here, Dark Sora, whatever you want to call it. But he's really not that strong as much as, like, he just has some pretty good defenses that you have to work your way through. Once you get through him, you could just pretty much wipe the floor with him. And you can tell these are all my first attempt because I'm not using Reflect as well as I should be. But once I start to get their patterns down and start using Reflect in an optimal way, yeah, we can make pretty quick work out of these guys. They're all pretty much jokers. I don't know who I would say is the hardest. Probably Larxene, honestly. She was probably the most difficult. I mean, Marluxia, if we were to beat him, is the most difficult by, like, leaps and miles, but that's just because of how I play, honestly, too. He's, like, one of the only ones that it's not just your HP that's a factor, it's also how many times he can actually make contact with you, which is based off your level. So, like, in this instance, right, if we were to go battle him, I think right now I'm, like, level 48, 49. If we get hit 48 times in the battle, we lose. And most of his attacks are combos, so you'll get hit a good handful of times if he lands one strike on you, regardless of the situation. So, yeah, not really a fun thing to do there. Not something I'm, like, just gonna sign up to do. But you can see, like, with a lot of these guys, I'm actually not even really focusing on healing. Because I don't really feel like I need to. Like, I think I need to heal once in this battle. Like, right up here I'll probably need to, but... like, that's it. Like I said, I used to be really terrified of these fights just being like, oh my god, they're so overpowered, and I don't get it. But now coming back to it, I have no idea what I was scared about, because I am able to make quick work of pretty much everybody here. I mean, this is 3 organizational battles, right, in this episode, that were all done in less than 10 minutes. I think that speaks volumes to how much we have progressed this far into the Let's Play. Like, how far Sora has come compared to what he was previously. And our abilities. So, like I said, I'm actually playing at, like, I don't know, I would consider this to be more strategic than anything. Like, compared to any other point in time in this series, like, we have been just showing up and doing the work. Like, before it was just sort of spamming attacks. Now I feel like I'm actually using a little bit of strategy, which always feels nice. I forget which one this one is. This battle here, right? Excuse me. Huh. I should have taken a second to read that. One of them lets you... I don't think it's this one, because the drive was hidden there. Oh, no, it is this one. Yeah, I was going to say, one lets you use the drive, and the drive just levels up pretty rapidly. Like, you know, the drive gauge itself is pretty big. But, I think that's this one. And then the other one is just sort of like... You can't use drive, but you could use summons, and... I don't know, it's goofy. They're all kind of goofy, in my opinion. The timer is the big thing on these ones. Like, you're timed on how quickly you can defeat the mobs, which is not a problem in any of these. I think it's more of a problem in the post-game ones, if I'm recalling correctly. But, I guess we could cross that bridge when we get to it if we really want to. For the most part, I think all these cups are fair. If anything, we're a little bit over-leveled for them, so that takes out some of the pizzazz there, but that's alright. These guys are just being annoying. But we'll just take them down nice and easy. Making my way through all these people. Match 5, okay. So now, I don't know. I think it makes sense to go in Wisdom form here, because I could just spam like this and deal through pretty much everybody. You see, Wisdom form is good, but it's like, it's inherently weak and just makes it so much more difficult to take out enemies. And it's just a feeling I can never get over, that, like, I honestly feel like I'm always making my life harder by choosing Wisdom form. Like, I never feel like there's really a clear advantage to using it, outside of what you're gonna see in this battle here coming up, which it actually does make a big difference. I think we could have gotten... I'll cover it when we get there, but outside of the one instance I use it in this cup, Wisdom form always feels like it's outclassed by pretty much everything else. And it also doesn't give me a clear indicator that your MP is revived in between each of these. That would have been nice to know. Oh, I guess it's not because it wasn't there, but maybe we just got it naturally. But yeah, you can see, you can make quick work of these guys as long as you're doing that. Here's the semifinal match. I'm going to do the same thing there. Gravity those guys out of here. And then, oh, my form ran out. Maybe I'll deal with this guy so that way I could use a form. Oh, I'll use limit. That'll work, because I could just sonic boom through him. Only I'm not doing what you're supposed to do, where to level him up you're supposed to finish the combo. Which is kind of stupid that I'm not doing that. But here we go. Yeah, the final one is against the puppy here, Cerberus. And this is where I would say this is where Wisdom form can actually shine if you want it to, which is what I end up doing. So I take him on for a little bit, but then I just decide you can just go to the corner and pop shots off at him, and he can't do anything about it, and you maintain a distance on him the whole time. Like, it's just a slow drain of his HP. Now, I didn't know that the timer here would actually had any implication, so you can lose this doing this way. I probably come pretty close because I'm not paying attention to the timer, but in all honesty, this shouldn't be that hard if you're beating it when I'm beating it. Like, if you're doing it right up to approaching the end of the game, I don't think the time is going to be all that alarming. I just don't think... It's not going to be enough for you to say, oh, I actually might lose this. You know? And I know me saying that, the timer's getting pretty close there, but There you go. I was able to beat him. No problem. Didn't even know the timer was there, and I got a cool cup out of it. So that's what we like to see. And we get a cool little staff and a Serenity Crystal. So some more synthesis stuff and the staff. And I actually believe I give the staff rate to Donald. I think the staff is better than the staff we have. Yep. So that's good. That's an upgrade for Donald. Something nice and easy we could just utilize there. But here we go. Let's go into the Titan Cup now. Sorry about that. I was just checking on something there. Titan Cup, I don't know what this... Oh, this point here is the amount of damage we're taking. So we can only take a certain amount of damage in this cup, I believe. And I do believe our drives are restricted, as per usual. But I don't think us taking damage is really going to be any major issues here. It's sort of the same thing as like the Marluxia fight, where like we can only take 300 hits. You can see now it's down to 294. Now it's down to 290. But I really don't think this is going to be a big deal. We're down to 280 now. But yeah, I think 300 hits is ample to get through a cup like this. Like, it's just a no-brainer. We're gonna do fine. I think if you're taking that amount of hits, you just don't know what's going on. That's my opinion, personally. Now, you have to be careful. These guys can actually... Yeah, he's about to do... Okay, no, I caught him. I was gonna say, these guys can actually do a fair amount of hits and damage if you're not paying attention to them. Which is something to be extremely mindful of, because once they do hit you... They are a pain in the neck to get them to stop hitting you. So luckily we were able to get in front of that before it became a problem. Otherwise, yeah, it could quickly turn into chaos, which I never really loved doing. Never really loved dealing with it. Let's cast some fire on these guys. I probably just should have kept going there with the spells. I don't know why I didn't. But the spells is probably the best move against... Yeah, there we go. Against these guys... Now, it looked like my magnet there didn't work the way that I wanted it to. That's okay. Every now and then we get that. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's deal with these guys. These dancer people could actually be a threat. But that's why it's nice to have some of these combos that bring them in from the sides, because that is a huge benefit to us. And it'll be interesting, like, Cerberus was the leader of the last one. Who's going to be the head... I mean, it's a Titan Cup, so I would expect it to be a Titan, but it doesn't have to be a Titan necessarily, so it'll be interesting to see who's in charge of this cup here. You know? But then after this, yeah, I think for the rest of the week here, the episode coming out later this week will be our fights against the remaining organizational members. And then it'll be the final boss. There's only 2 episodes left. It's hard to believe. And they're already filmed. I just have to do the voiceover narration. Like I said, I'm splitting it up, so it will be coming out. Wednesday will be the last of the bosses. And then Monday of next week will be the finale. And then we'll be moving on to a new Let's Play there on Wednesday. So... should be some pretty exciting stuff here. I feel like that's a good way to like end this with like the change of the schedule. I'd love to get it all out there, but I just, like I said, I have so much going on with like NFL stuff this time of year and events in the community and things like that. It's tough. It's tough, my friends, to get all the videos out there. So, you know, they will be coming out according to that new schedule, and yeah, that's how we'll be progressing there. And I feel like that's a good way to progress throughout the rest of the year with holidays and stuff like that. You know, maybe we'll get some holiday specials and things like that when we get to those points, but here we are, we're approaching the semifinal round. And I'm going to say it now just because I know it will take some time. If you like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly motivational towards myself in making videos just like this now and in the near future. We will be playing this series here, as I've said many times, on Monday and Wednesday until we complete it, which should be done this upcoming Monday. And then, yeah, after this, we'll be moving into Halo Combat Evolved, which will be coming out on Monday and Wednesday. And if you haven't checked it out and you're interested at all, we are playing Pokemon Soul Silver on Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the channel. We are about to catch some legendary Pokemon this week and getting ready to deal with the League next week, so that should all be some pretty exciting stuff. Here you go, we can see we're at the final boss here. We have Hercules himself, which I think is actually pretty buffed compared to how he was in Kingdom Hearts 1. Not even really a threat. I mean, all of his stuff is like so... I could tell what he's going to do before he does it. That one punch there caught me off guard, but I really don't think we're going to be taking a lot of damage from Hercules, because his stuff is so choreographed that like I could tell that it's coming and just reflect any damage that he's doing to us back to him. I would be really surprised if we have to heal here. We might have to now that I said that, because he caught me off guard with his special new attack here. But I think now that I know how this works, if I just wait a couple seconds and then double reflect, yeah, I could punish him. This is just me getting carried away with the time. That's the only reason I'm taking damage here, just to be clear. It's just me being a dingus, but yeah, he stands no chance at this point. I honestly just wanted to get through that without healing. But that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And we will all see you back here on the next one. The only other thing we do in this episode is we take a look at what the Cabin of Remembrance looks like. This is something that I touched upon earlier, but if you go back to Radiant Garden, aka Hollow Bastion, you'll get to see a little bit of the Caverns of Remembrance. Now, to make your way fully through here, you will need all of your drives leveled up to their max potential. So that being said, because I'm not a completionist, I'm just playing this as I would expect the average person is going to play through this game, I am not going to be making my way through the entirety of this place. Not even a good portion of it, just like this first room. But I at least wanted to show this off for anybody that's interested in seeing what it looks like. I have beaten the game. I've beaten all the post-game data battles and all that stuff in the past. This is a really, really fun area to explore. And I did get some movement abilities, which is why I even came here. Like, I can glide now, I can double jump in the air to jump out of an attack and stuff. I did level up all of my forms except for Limit Form to the first stage. But yeah, as far as this goes, I would truly consider this post material for the game, so we're not going to be getting into that. But like I said before, if you like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and we hope to see you all here on the next one. Until the next video, everybody take it easy. I hope you all have a snazzy start to your week and an even snazzier week moving forward. And until the next video, peace out, Girl Scouts.
It's over. Huh.